Hello, UCAR. Peter Christensen here, coming to you from the CEO's desk. All right. Here's the situation. Well, here's the question, I guess. Can you negotiate commissions in the REPC? A lot of you probably have read, flags popping up, alarm bells going off in your head. No, you cannot. You cannot do that. Yes and no. Yes and no. There is a bit in the Code of Ethics in Article 16, I believe, that says you cannot, or it's unethical to make the contents of an offer conditional on cooperative compensation. So I'm paraphrasing a little bit. But basically, you can't make your buyer's offer, for instance, conditional on the listing brokerage upping the commission, right? That's impermissible. And that would be not only against the Code of Ethics, but it would also be legally ineffective largely, right? Because buyer and seller are not a party to that contract. That's usually through the MLS between a buyer and a listing brokerage and a buyer's brokerage. So different parties involved in that. However, could a buyer or even a seller ask the opposite part of the transaction? So could a buyer ask a seller to pay part of their buyer's agent's commission? And the answer in the REPC. And the answer is yes. Why? What's the difference? Well, you have the buyer and seller who are a party to that contract. Buyer is asking seller, not listing brokerage. They're asking the seller to chip in, just like any other closing costs or costs associated with the transaction. So nothing illegal about that, nothing unethical about that. So that is a way, and there's even a form for that in the UAR forms library. So that is okay. So that is a way you could negotiate commissions in the REPC. It's not negotiating the amount necessarily. It's not changing the obligation from a buyer to the buyer's brokerage or a seller to the listing brokerage. It's simply asking one of the parties to pay a cost associated with the sale on behalf of the other party. Again, that's okay. All right, remember, this is not legal advice. This is legal information only. If you need specific legal advice, please contact your attorney.